Welcome to this third video in our series of attracting love with the law of attraction. And first off, I just wanted to say thanks so much for all of the questions and comments and feedback that I've gotten on the last two videos. It's been very insightful for me to hear what your thoughts are on this topic of love attraction. And it's also been interesting to hear your feedback on the techniques and tips that I've been giving you. Now, of course, if you haven't yet seen the first two videos, please make sure to check those out first before moving on to this one. And you can check out those two videos by clicking the links in the description below. Again, my name is Andrea Schulman, and I'm a law of attraction coach and educator who works with people worldwide on the subject of the law of attraction. And I also run a law of attraction resource website called raiseyourvibrationtoday.com. And I work with people on all kinds of topics, but working on the topic of love is especially exciting for me because I just find it so magical to watch somebody use the law of attraction to deliberately find the kind of love they've been looking for. Now, in this video series, we're talking about how you can find love through the law of attraction. How can you find a romantic partner who's exciting and passionate and comfortable and friendly and loyal and has all of those characteristics that you want? Is it possible for you to find those characteristics in someone specific or in someone new? Is it possible for you to find your soulmate or your twin flame? These are the questions that we're really diving in deep to tackle. And in the last two videos, we've really talked about unwinding negative beliefs out of the equation, and we've talked about how you can boost your optimism and garner some evidence that you are able to actually do this. So throughout this video series, I've been trying to build you up to a point of understanding that this is something you can really do. You really can deliberately apply your focus and your expectation to attract the partner that you really want. Now, in this final video in our series of love attraction, I'm going to tackle a question I get all the time, which is, what is the difference between attracting someone new that you've never met before versus attracting someone specific, like perhaps an ex that got away, or perhaps someone that you've had your eye on and had a crush on for a long period of time? I'm going to talk about what the differences and similarities are between those two scenarios, and I'm also going to give you some signs of success to let you know that you're pointed in the right direction and headed towards finding a fulfilling and lasting relationship. Now, I'm not sure of how aware you are of the law of attraction community, but if you are very aware of the law of attraction community, there's a chance that you've heard a very common limiting belief that exists within the community, which is that you can't use the law of attraction to attract someone specific. You can't use it to get back with an ex, or you can't use it on someone that you like. And this is just not true. If it were true, no one would ever get back with their ex, and no one would ever end up going out with their crush. It is possible to attract specific people. It is possible. However, it involves a bit of a paradox that a lot of people just don't understand. So I'm going to try and clear up what this paradox is. So if that's something that you've been wanting to do, you understand really what all is involved. Now, the truth is, whether you want to attract someone new, like a soulmate with all the right characteristics that you've never met before, or if you want to attract someone specific, like an ex or like someone you have a crush on, the journey begins in the exact same place. And that place is identifying and transforming limiting beliefs and expectations about love. Now, there are many ways that we can uncover and transform our limiting beliefs and expectations about love. And actually, one of them I shared with you in the first video. Once you've made a dent in your limiting beliefs and you've started to transform a number of them into empowering beliefs, you're going to notice that you start to feel different. And this is a sign that you're ready to progress to the next level. You're going to start feeling lighter. You're going to feel less worried, less concerned. It's just not going to seem like that big of a deal anymore that you attract the love, be it the new love or the specific love. It's just not going to seem like that big of a deal. And we know that this is the case because when there are things we have positive expectations about, we don't really worry about having them. So when you get to that place of feeling unconcerned, that's a really great sign that you've done an excellent job transforming your limiting beliefs, and now it's time to take the next step toward love. Once we're at the point where we have raised our expectations and we no longer have these limiting beliefs that we can't have love for whatever reason it is, once we've kind of gotten rid of all of that clutter, it's time for us to set our intention. And often when people learn about the law of attraction, what they first try to do is set their intention and then work on the limiting beliefs. But I found it's way more effective if you work on the limiting beliefs and then set your intention. I'm going to explain to you why that is. Now, if you want somebody who's new that you've never met before, at this point you set your intention for a new relationship that has all the characteristics that you want. If, on the other hand, you've been wanting someone specific, at this point, instead of setting your intention right away, it's best to ask yourself, do I still think I have a good shot with this particular person? Is this still the person I really want? Do they embody the things that I really want? If yes, you set your intention for that person. If no, you set your intention for a new person. Okay, so I mention this because it's actually very common that at this stage in the game, people often change their mind about what it is that they want. Now, this doesn't always happen, but it does happen somewhat frequently, and here's why. When we're attracted to someone that we just can't have for some reason, there's usually one of two things at play, or sometimes a combination of the two. On the one hand, it's possible that the person that we're attracted to is a really good person who embodies everything that we want, but because of our lowered expectations, we just don't believe we can have them, and so they stay out of reach. On the other hand, it's possible that we have very specific limiting beliefs about being rejected and about being disappointed. And so we find ourselves attracted to people who make us feel rejected and who make us feel disappointed, but who aren't necessarily all of those things that we want. They're not necessarily those people who really embody everything that we're hoping to have. So to figure out what's going on when it comes to finding a specific person, we really need to first raise our general expectations about love and what we're worthy of having. We have to get to a place of believing that we're worthy of having love and we're worthy of a relationship that has attraction, passion, excitement, comfort, stability, whatever it is that we're wanting. We have to come to believe that we're worthy of having it. We have to find a way to transform our negative beliefs into positives using exercises like the one I shared with you in video 1. If the specific person is a match to those high ideals that we want, as we've raised our expectations, we become a match to that person and they become much easier to attract. If, however, that person is not a match to those higher expectations about what we want out of a relationship, and let's say they're down here, as we raise our expectations about what we can receive in love, we actually find ourselves becoming less and less interested in them because now there's a great deal of separation between what we expect we can get and what that other person has to offer. So when I'm working with the client on the subject of love attraction, when I see that the client is happier and less concerned about love and really seems to be somewhat carefree about the whole situation, I take that as an indication that they've done a good job with their limiting beliefs. And then becomes a good time for me to ask them a question. And the question is, do you think you have a better shot finding the love that you really want with this specific person? Or do you believe you'll have an easier time finding what you want from somebody new? Okay, and so you pose that kind of question after you've gone through and transformed your limiting beliefs, and how you answer that question determines how you should proceed. A while ago, I was working with a client, and we'll call her Denise, and she really exemplified this phenomenon. Now, Denise had recently broken up with her boyfriend, and she was devastated, and she wanted to find a way to use the law of attraction to recover from that heartbreak and hopefully to be able to get her ex-boyfriend back. As I do with all clients who are looking to find love with the law of attraction, the first thing that we did is we started to work on her limiting beliefs. So one by one, we identified the limiting beliefs and we started to transform them into empowering beliefs. And naturally, Denise started to feel better and better. She got less worried and she got less concerned. And as she started to feel better, all of a sudden, her ex-boyfriend started sniffing around again. He started calling, he started texting. And, that was interesting to Denise. So she went on a few dates with him and, she had a few encounters with him. But she just found that she felt differently about the situation. So she was going out with him a little bit here and there, but then it didn't quite feel right. So she would retreat back into our sessions and we'd go back to work on her limiting beliefs. She'd start to feel better and then he'd call or text again. And this went on for a little while. After a while of this, Denise actually just came out and asked me. She said, I wanted to attract my ex back into my life. That's what I wanted. But now I'm kind of feeling like I want to move on. But the more I feel like I want to move on, the more he keeps showing up and the more he keeps calling and the more he keeps texting. And I'm starting to feel like, is this a sign from the universe that I'm supposed to be with this guy? What should I do? And so I told her, I said, it's not really a sign from the universe that you're supposed to be with him. It's more of a sign from the universe that your expectations and beliefs about love and relationships have changed. So we discussed that she'd really done a great job transforming her limiting beliefs, and that one of the limiting beliefs that she had transformed was that her ex was going to reject her. So because she was no longer projecting that belief that she was going to be rejected, that allowed her ex to come back into her life. However, it was her newfound indecision that was causing some back and forth. On the one hand, she had wanted to have her ex back for a very long time, and so that was keeping her somewhat open to the interactions. But on the other hand, her expectations about love had changed dramatically, and she had started to see her ex in a new light that wasn't quite as favorable. So at that point, I asked Denise, do you think it would be easier for you to find the love that you really want with your ex? Or do you think it would be easier for you to find the love that you really want from someone new? Whichever path feels like the easier path for you is the path that we should choose. So go ahead and think about it and decide what path you want to get on, and then let's get on that path and set an intention to do just that. Now, she decided that she felt more optimistic about finding the love that she really wanted with someone new. So we set her intention to find someone new who embodied all of those characteristics that she wanted. And the next time the ex called, she just told him, it's been fun, but I feel like the relationship has run its course and, I hope we part as friends. And she closed the door on that relationship. Now, I'm not exaggerating. Literally the very next day, this actually happened. Literally the next day, she was out on the street and like you see in the romantic comedies, she just bumped into somebody who ended up being a guy she was very attracted to and fell in love with very quickly. And they've been together now for, I think, about 6 months. So it's pretty dramatic what can happen when you change your limiting beliefs. And, you have to kind of be aware that when you start peeling back the layers of limiting beliefs, how you feel about love might change. It is possible. Now, Denise's story is specific to her situation, and your situation might be different. So your story may unfold differently. But regardless, I think that Denise's story is such a magical story because it demonstrates so well that when you change your beliefs, dramatic things can happen in your life. Simply magical things can happen in your life. The truth is, we're not going to really know how your story unfolds until we peel back all of those layers of negative expectations about love and relationships. Now, once we do that, you will become a magnet for all of those things that you want. You'll become a magnet for a relationship that's loving and fulfilling and passionate and has a lot of loyalty and comfort and stability and whatever it is that you're wanting. Once you're in that place, what you want and what you want to ask for will become very evident to you. You'll become very clear on the direction that you should take. So the steps with going for someone new and going for someone specific are exactly the same. You start off with your limiting beliefs. Once those are clear, you set your intention, and then after that, you start moving forward, and we practice a couple things called detachment, and we also practice something called vibrational alignment. So through that process, you wind your way directly to what you want. So the real question is how do you know when you've shed those limiting beliefs? How do you know when you're really on that path to take you to that next step so you can really ask for what you want and go after it? Well, the signs have everything to do with your feelings. If you've done a great job changing your focus about love and relationships, you're going to start to feel less worried and less concerned about the subject of love and relationships. You're going to start feeling a little bit better. You're going to start feeling a lot more neutral. Once that kind of neutral feeling kicks in, it's an excellent sign that you are ready to set your intention for what you want and start moving toward your dream much more rapidly. Now, this might end up being that you end up with a specific person that you want right now, and it might be that you end up with someone even better. But regardless, if you follow through this process, you're going to end up becoming a magnet for the relationship you really, really want, regardless of who it's with. Now, in this love attraction video series, we've gotten you off the ground in understanding why your love situation is what it is right now. And hopefully you're starting to understand what it is that you can do to transform it. Even more, my hope is that you're starting to feel optimistic that you can do this, because really you can. It's really just about letting go of beliefs that no longer serve you, getting pointed in the right direction, and then just staying on that path. It's really very, very simple. In the next few days, I'm going to send you another email with a short video on a course that I've created on attracting love with the law of attraction. Now, I've worked on this course for about a year, and it is essentially a mental download of everything that I've learned about helping clients attract love, specifically with the law of attraction. If this is something that you'd like to learn more of, if you want to stay on this path and keep moving towards your dream, definitely check out the course, because it's going to give you a ton of tips and tricks, a lot more than I was able to give you here in this short video series that we've had together. This email that I'll be sending you on this course on attracting love with the law of attraction will contain an offer so that you can join the course and start working through all the processes that I have. However, it will be a limited time offer. So if you're interested in staying on this journey and seeing where it leads you to, please make sure to keep your eyes peeled, because again, it will be a limited time offer. Now, I just wanted to say thank you for joining me on this series of attracting love with the law of attraction. Please shoot me a comment or a question below, because again, I love reading and responding to the things that you guys have to say. But anyways, thanks again for watching, and remember to keep your eye out for that next email. Bye-bye.